Good morning and welcome back to the channel. This is Sir Rusty Joints, and today we're going to be talking about the mid-game bottleneck that you run into Palworld, specifically with Pal Ingots, computers, and Pal Steel. It happens around level 45 to 50, and you'll start needing tons of these materials. Pal Steel and computers, Pal Ingots are before that, to make pretty much anything, to make armor, to make upgrades to your base. But the things that these require, electric organs, flame organs, oil, are things that you really don't have a lot of stock in stock. So we're going to talk about the 3-base setup that I have that enabled me to push past this mid-game bottleneck. So base 1 we're going to talk about here, I call the economy hub. Its main purpose is just to make salads and for feeding my pals on the bases and for selling for gold. So the location of the base here is minus 245.46. We'll go ahead and teleport here. Now, this base you really want on a flat area. So you'll see that this area is extremely flat. You really don't want a lot of rocks and stuff kind of bugging out your pals. So the main setup for this base, it's a 9x9 just tomato and lettuce farms is all I have here. You'll see that there's just 18 farms here, and there's nothing except lettuce and tomatoes here. I put them all near the pal box and the food box, so that way my pals do not have to move far. The main pals that you're going to be using for this base, for the planting and watering, that I find easily accessible are the Verdash. You can also use the Jorman hide for watering. You do want to have at least one Shroomer knock at each of your bases. It reduces the amount of sand that gets depleted by your other pals. I also have the Regenshi. You can see that this one is a 4-star, and it has amazing passive skills. If you would like to know more about that, check out my breeding guide. But the main purpose of this base is literally just to plant tomatoes and lettuce and then to make salads. If I go over to my cooler box here, you can see I have tons of salads in the storage. Salads are also in the food box. And the reason they're so good is they not only boost work speed for a period of time, but they also sell very well. So I'll just come here to my electric ranges, salads with what I have, make 2,000, and he can go. Now, when you get a lot of these salads, you'll be able to sell them at either the small settlement right here or the dune shelter, either of those merchants. And you'll be able to buy your flame organs and electric organs that you need instead of having to go farm them. I find that this is much more efficient than actually putting those type of pals on, say, like a pasture. You just get materials that you need, and you can buy what you need as far as those two go for computer and computer parts. But this is kind of the economy hub for the other bases and for your gold. Now, the next base number 2, is going to be essentially your forge factory. I have mine located at 191, -30. And the reason I chose this base is because it has a ton of natural iron and coal deposits. Now, the higher you get, you're going to use less and less of the natural coal and iron deposits, and you're going to start placing your own ancient technology or nodes. But for starting out, the natural coal and iron deposits are quite nice. How I have this one laid out is all my conveyor belts for my spheres and for my items are here on the outside so as not to take much space. They all kind of line out the circle. And then my forge and my ore nodes are in the middle. So you'll see I have your stone here, you have your iron here, sulfur here, quartz here, and those are kind of your more mid-game nodes there. You'll see I have Pal Steel that's currently already made here, but the main purpose of this is literally just mining ore and production. Now, the main pals that you'll be using for this base, again, you'll always have a Shroomer Knock for that sand depletion reduction, but you can use Retira or Reptiros, Tetroises. You'll need a Grizzbolt for your electricity, and then I use the Splatterinas for my handiwork. Those are kind of the main things. You will need Kindler, so I do have 2 Regenshis here, but that's kind of the layout of the workers here for base 2. And this base is literally just for production and mining. And again, in the box, you'll have salads for your pals to continue eat, and it boosts their work speed there too. Base 3 is going to be the Volcano Powerhouse, and this is going to be kind of the new one that's going to give you the new resource that you need, which is oil. And I have mine located here in the Volcano region at negative 853, negative 455. Now this base, I literally am not doing anything at this base other than oil, picking up the oil, and the electricity for the oil. So this base, you can see like the beds are on like the outskirts of the base so as not to take up room. I do have my pylon here in the middle, and you have your Grizzbolt powering it up. But this base is mainly for the crude oil extractors. Now there's 3, the reason I chose this specific location is there's 3 oil nodes on the ground here, which I think is the most you can get in any type of base in Palworld. You used to be able to put 2 extractors on each of these nodes. However, I was not able to do that since the 1.0 patch, so I don't think that is possible anymore. I spent 30 minutes trying it. You'll find old videos where you see them lining it up, but it did not work for me for 30 minutes of trying. So the new crude oil extractors do give you more oil than the old ones, so I think it's just an update since the 1.0 patch. But back to the main point of the base, you have your 3 oil extractors, which do use a lot of energy, which is why I have that big pylon there and my energy pals powering it up. But we got the 3 oil extractors, and we have transporters carrying it to the storage here. So you'll see in the storage here, I have 419 in that storage, 210 in that storage. And the only purpose of this base is to continue to get oil for essentially the Pal Steel, which is one of the 3 bottlenecks that I mentioned. The reason this is set up here, you'll see I have a guild chest here, and this is just for me to easily move my oil directly to the guild chest so I can use it at my other bases. So this is kind of the three base setup that I have that really enabled me to push past the computer, Pal Ingot, and Pal Steel bottleneck. Again, you will need a lot of flame organs and electric organs, but you'll find out that you'll be able to sell those salads and just purchase those directly from the vendors. And I found that to be the most effective method rather than using them yourself on your bases, using pals to essentially drop them. So if this was helpful, if this kind of gave you a nice layout of a basic blueprint to help push you past this mid-game and into the end-game, please like and subscribe. There will be more content. Also check out the breeding guide if you would like to know how I got some of those pals with crazy passives on them. I have my breeding guide there, so check it out. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.